Hello, Powercasters, and it's always amazing and it's a treat to be back and also with the powerful people. So, today I'm introducing someone exceptionally charismatic and powerful in all of like in the true sense of it. So, Ria, thank you very much for being on Power. As the tagline is the podcast that will make you powerful. And today you've actually blessed all the podcasters. So please, first and foremost, kindly introduce yourself to the listeners.
Hi, Prince, and hello everyone on Power. I am very grateful and very blessed this morning that I'm starting my day with such a wonderful beat where I get to express my voice. Um, I am a Delhi girl, a very typical Delhi girl from the crux of India, where I grew up. My education was done in one of a very profound schools back in Delhi, and I moved to the United Kingdom to do my graduation. I'm a biochemist and microbiologist by degree, and I was very blessed early on in my career to get a kickstart with great names in the industry, in the healthcare industry, where I started my career in cardiology as a clinical researcher. I was guarded by wonderful people who taught me what the industry is about, how professional life, looks like, and I learned a lot of lessons, very early on in my career when it comes to professionally and personally as well. So, having said that, life took me from India to UK, then for a short time to Australia, and then I finally landed in the United States of America 5 years ago, where I started my life from scratch. And friends, when I say scratch, um, I don't mean that I just packed my bag, came here on a visa, and there was a home for me or there was a plan for me. I was without a plan. I was without clothes. I was without money. I was basically without a soul, and that's where my story lies. That's where the power is going to reflect from. And as we move forward, you would know more about what I'm talking about.
Wow, that's so profound. I'll actually take a minute registering it, and that's really so adventurous. I am already loving the sound of it because, as far as I know you, like the conversations we've had, the kind of person you've become. So we'll be delving into this metamorphosis of yours, an incredibly beautiful one, a super powerful one. And yes, we'll begin. And I guess today it's a blessed day for power. So, first and foremost, like the cliche question, what according to you is power? What's power according to you? Please tell us that.
I think power for me is God.
Nice.
And by God, I don't mean, just the ideals that we worship, but the God that is in the universe, the power of spirituality that it brings with it. I think that's where your power comes from. At least that's where my power comes from. I don't say that, I believe in a particular stance or a particular God in general, but it's in the spirit, it's in my soul. When you talk to a small child and you ask them, who are they, or, you know, are they happy? They point to their gut, just a small child. And that's why where I feel like, the power is.
Wow. This is so profound. And so, like, we definitely have spirituality as our elixir. We have life force as our elixir, something that keeps us going, something like, we are very hopeful that it'll kind of, glide us along. It'll make us reach that promised land. So, can you just share some snippets about your introduction to spirituality? Like how, when was the moment that you started to take charge and realize about this power and acknowledging it?
So, Prince, like I earlier mentioned, that for me, life was a very um, up and down kind of a journey. And when I landed, 5 years ago in States, um, it still didn't start. It took me still a while where I had my first enlightenment, but
Mm.
it was after I got into recovery. It was after I got sober back in 2021 September, and that is exactly when, after working the steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, it I learned about the spirituality aspect, and I learned that there is something called spiritual awakening. But it was not an easy ride. It was not an easy start. It didn't come as a blue light to me, and I was like, oh my god, now I'm spiritual suddenly. It took a lot of work. It took a lot of hard work. It took a lot of sacrifices. It took me, there
सर
was
से
a
मिलना
lot of
2 मिनट में
cleaning of my
आएगा ना
house
just tell
internally that I had to
Vishal
do.
sir please
You
so
take
that
it like
he's
they
there
say
for
that you take your inventory one day. Like, okay, I'll start with like you go to a warehouse and then you um, see that it's a clutter, right? Like it's full of clutter. There is so much space and there is so much possibility of light because it's got these big windows, but all you can see is darkness and dust. And what do you do the first thing? You pick up a pen and paper and then um, you start writing what the inventory is in the house. And slowly you start realizing that what you need and what you don't need. So I had to do a similar thing with myself. I had to pick up a pen and paper and write everything about my life from the very beginning of what I could remember as child, and the people I had in my life and the things that I thought were making me
it's on
unhappy,
mute
or because of which I thought I
thank
was
you huh?
unhappy. I created a whole list. There was a lot of work that went into. And after that list was created,
hope you're
I started
comfortable here otherwise
seeing
you can
my
sit
own
outside
character
oh,
defects.
thanks sir.
I
Listen
started seeing where I was wrong. I started seeing that all these people, places, and things that I was thinking about that have made me unhappy or have done wrong to me in my life were actually the making of my own chaos, were the making of my own doing. And once I realized that, it was so clear to me that I have these character defects, but do I want to live with them anymore? Do I want to be selfish anymore? Do I want to be uh, self-centered anymore? Do I want to just think about myself and and always want what Rhea wants and whenever she wants? So as things progress, after I realized that I had certain very very deep character defects that I have lived all my life with, I had to make a lot of amends with the people that I have done wrong. And it was a process. I still remember the first time around when I did the steps. So we refer to them as the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous, and these are very general steps. If you look into them, 12 steps are also in Narcotics Anonymous, Overeaters Anonymous, and different kind of um, uh, groups like these that help you develop yourself as a person. And so once these steps were done, I saw a change in myself. More than in myself, people saw the change in me. You know, uh, there was less selfishness. There was more um, understanding of when to make the amends at the right time. There were a lot of deep, communications that I had to make with some people that I had thought that I'm never going to talk to, or they're gone from my life, or God's never going to show me their faces again. But like I said, the spirit in this universe, you never know. Sometimes what you're asking for, it always comes. It always comes in some shape or form. So those people did come in my life, and there were moments when I had those deep conversations with them. And trust me, friends, it was the most spiritual awakening moment for me. Because when those people told me that they forgave me, that was like my house was clean.
Oh,
Internally my soul was ready to accept nothing but, growth from there.
so good. Like that's what a journey you've had. And this is like obviously it's something kind of that prophetic word or something lived and experienced and being shared. It's kind of a gospel. And look at you now, like such wonderful evolution you've had, and you're now an entrepreneur, you're living your dream. And also, please, now is the time, put some light on the foundation you run. Like, I would love to hear it from you, like, since we have like the Wonder Woman with us, with what you're doing. Please tell the listeners about it.
Thank you, Prince. Once again, very, very kind words, coming from you. Sometimes we're not used to such, profoundness, but I really am grateful and thank you so much. So coming on to the foundation, this is the journey that I have just recently begun on. I started GPSF Global in January, and the full form of GPSF Global is Guruji Pushpa Sai Foundation Global. So why the name Guruji Pushpa Sai is because Pushpa is my grandmother's name on both sides, so mom's side and dad's side. So
Mhm.
I knew that none of the families are going to be angry that I only use the maternal or the paternal grandmother's name.
Oh, smart.
And Guruji Sakhi because that's we're humans, right? So like when I told you that I believe in the power of God, um, this is uh, this is how I look at my God. I'm a Shiv Bhakt, and a lot of people who don't know about Guruji or who know about Guruji and Sai Baba, they both came to this earth, this planet, and they both are um, uh, the asset of Lord Shivji. So um, these are the two, gods that I look up to. And that's why the name came Guruji Pushpa Sai.
Mhm.
I felt the name in itself was very strong and very protected from all the evil in the world that we're facing these days.
Divine.
But this foundation is something that is very, very core related to my experience. Um, it is very important to me. It is something that I did not come up with overnight, or was I it was never an intention to make this as a like a business proposal sort of a thing. It was something that I knew that my purpose is. It came to me as a purpose, and I do a lot of, I've put myself in a lot of prayer and meditation in the last four,
It's a
five
mute.
years. And it was an experience during one of my meditations when it became very clear to me what my purpose is. And my purpose is to help a lot of women who have not only experienced what I have experienced, but way worse than that. And there is a lot of worse that I'm talking about that is out there, that is unaddressed, that is uncultured, it is uneducated, is unaware.
Hmm.
People talk about, I'm going to touch a very strong word over here. People talk about rape,
Mhm.
right? Addiction and trauma are the rape of the soul,
Oh, so profound.
you know.
Right.
And and when I talk about trauma and when I talk about addiction, it it empties you from the inside. It breaks you, it kills you, it you don't know whether you are a person anymore. You don't know what your life purpose is, and you don't know where you're moving forward. You're stuck. So I want to help people, who are stuck.
Wow.
I want, and GPSF Global has this big purpose to just help those people who are stuck. And having said that, um, we have just started. We are uh, right. We've received our registration. Our website is under construction. I already have a team in the making. We have, we are soon applying for the 501c, and as soon as we apply for the 501c, it is the NGO, it is the non-profit organization code in the
Mhm.
United States. And once that is created, the similar subsidiary will be generated in India, and so that we can carry on our operations in my home country, where it's very much needed, and operate in the United States as well.
Wow, that's so endearing. That's really the noblest of the endeavor that I've just come across, and it's actually empowering enough. We need, something like that. We need more people like you. We need, more organizations and foundations which really empower women, which really empower the traumatized. Okay, if we do not even talk about the gender, but we need that ray of hope. We need that light to beacon and shine. This exactly needs to be there, and it's so nice. It's amazing. So tell me about its inception and how you began with it. What was the vision like, and tell us the saga about your remarkable foundation.
So, Prince, like I said, a lot of these things that I am now doing, it has a lot to do with my personal experience in life. So, I will touch a little bit on that, and then maybe we can connect the dots. So, back in 2017, 18, and 19, I was struggling with deep addiction of as alcoholism, and when I say deep addiction, it means that I would start, the moment I would wake up and I would drink till the time I would pass out at night. And
Mhm.
sometimes you won't even know when I would pass out, I was drinking that much. And, earlier, and I was always like, drinking throughout my college career, in the parties and in the UK culture, in the Australian culture. Even the Delhi culture is very, it's very pro towards drinks and, partying and drugs. Whereas I never moved towards the drug aspect because I think alcoholism only took me, took charge of everything in my life. But in specifically in year 2017, 18, and 19, it was very heavy, and 20, it was very heavy. Like everyone had given hope on me. Everyone were like, okay, she's either gonna die or she's either gonna go to a mental asylum or something that is gonna happen to her. So um, the concern was very up in the air, like in family, friends. A lot of my friends gave up on me because they started seeing, the behavior that would come with, alcoholism. A lot of my family gave up on me because again, there was a lot of lying, manipulating, stealing, cheating, that came with my alcoholism. My family was the only, my parents specifically were the only two people, and my uncle and my auntie here in the United States were the only, like, these four people, rock solid, who stood, with me, and they showed me more light that, okay, I need help. They did not give up on me. they were like, okay, she needs help, and we're gonna do anything that that gets her the help. Of
Right.
course, the latter part, I had to do a lot of work on my own. It's not like only being money and everything was okay. It was not like an overnight change, but
Mm.
there was a lot of work that that went into it, which I already have told you about the housing as well. So when that I when I went through that period, and what I am today, these it's like a girl from a couch, not in her senses, to a director of a company,
Wow.
and that journey in itself, it speaks volume, and it speaks hope.
It
It
does.
speaks a lot of hope, and that's the hope that I want to bring in people. That's the hope that I want to show women and girls out there that life is not over. Life is not over after a divorce. Life is not over after sexual trauma. Life
Right.
is not over after any kind of trauma. You know, life starts when you realize that you want to live.
Wow.
Life starts when you have that, even like the smallness of the support from what GPSF Global is about to bring and has already started bringing. That in itself is like a small pebble in the big ocean where you can show these women that you can do whatever you want to do. You can be whatever you want to be. And if people tell you today that you're zero, your life is over, you are good for nothing, you are either going to die or we'll have to put you in a mental asylum, girl, come on, let me show you.
Oh.
Let me show you. Let us show you how this can change. And today I am so grateful to the decision I took in 2021 that not only professionally I have grown and I have achieved a lot of things, materialistically I have achieved a lot of things. I have gained a beautiful life partner. I have gained a spiritual life partner. I have gained a spiritual mentor in this journey. I have worked with amazing spiritually guided people, and I have surrounded myself with spiritually guided people today. That you know, I'm never alone,
Wow.
and that's the support GBSF Global wants to show those women that you are never going to be alone.
Hmm. This is so true, and like your journey is so inspiring, and I'm certain it'll instill, whole lot of power, whole lot of perspective to all the listeners, and I'm certain there might be, good youth listening to this, guys and girls, and they'll surely kind of rethink life, as you've said, like, it's no stumbling block can put an end to it, but it's always the resilience that matters. And wow, like I'm just so floored and I can listen you all day. What a journey you've had, and I'm certain this is a first of many kind of a podcast. We need some, more and more empowering ones like this, and also more power to your foundation, more power to you as an individual in all your professional and personal life and feats and endeavors. So this is amazing, and I guess as it's said, that all good things come to an end somehow. So we'll kind of try, and I really want to kind of listen to you, and we rather all of the gentry, all of the noble ones listening to this great discourse. I would say this wonderful kind of this great sermon of life, if I could say that, if I could kind of pen it down. So, any kind of a message you like to put forth there to people in general, like the audience, maybe anything about power, anything about life, anything about, this indomitable will and the love for life. So, anything that you'd like to put forth, Ria?
I would, so Prince, I would like to, end this beautiful conversation with something that I would like to read out from um, a passage, if you allow.
Please go ahead.
Okay. So, men and women drink essentially because they like the effect produced by alcohol. The sensation is so elusive that while they admit it is injurious, they cannot, after a time, differentiate the truth from false. To them, their alcoholic life seems the only normal one. They are restless, irritable, and discontented unless they can again experience the sense of ease and comfort which comes at once by taking a few drinks. Drink which they see others taking with impunity. After they have come to the desire again, as so many do, the phenomenon of craving develops. They pass through the well-known stages of the spree, emerge remorseful, with a firm resolution not to drink again. This is repeated over and over, and unless this person can experience an entire psychic change, there is very little hope of his recovery. So, Prince, what I have just read right now is from the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, from the chapter "The Doctor's Opinion." It's written by a doctor, um, and this little passage that I just read basically explains the life of an alcoholic and how an alcoholic can reach to the other side and see the light is through the 12 steps, through the spiritual awakening. And I hope and I wish that in the future, I get to speak more about the faith and the surrender and the cleaning house that this program allows us to, uh, develop. And a lot of people who are listening to me right now, um, or someone who is going through their family member or anybody, they know is struggling, let them show the light and give them hope. That's all I would like to
Right, it's so nice, and I guess this is the best decision of my life, and thankfully, like it's all connecting the dots kind of a thing. It happened, and this is so like I just feel short of words that how ineffable it is to be described on what important aspects you're touching. And I would also like to put forth this wonderful quote I've read. I'll surely mention it into like the transcript, like whom is it attributed to, but it said like those who do not have feathers think flying is an illness. And I guess most of us think like, oh, we do not have feathers. I guess, okay, we cannot change this, or we can't get out of this ruckus, or maybe anything that is holding us back. But whatever
say.
insights you shared speaks about it in such a wonderful way. And as an incredible journey you've had, we'll surely like to delve into it more and more, which will be like a message for the others, like to bloom, to thrive, to prosper, and to celebrate every moment of life. Like that's exactly what spirituality is, right? The essence of it, the core of life, needs to be a celebration, and a very profound and powerful one. So yes, it's like, wow, this was super fun to record, and I guess we'll keep doing it. And probably, yes, I mean, we need to, like all the powercasters, including me, we need to, connect with you on a deeper level. We need to be very updated about all your endearing initiatives. We need to be the part of it, and just keep doing, keep blooming, and keep being more powerful. And thank you very much for just, putting it all over to us, the great power and great, this. Again, like short of words, really, like this love for life, like to.
Thank you so much, Prince. Thank you so much once again. Very, very grateful to be here. And I have this little um, quote which always stays to me on my desk, which says "crazy blessed." So
Oh,
that this experience is one of the experience that adds on to uh, you know uh, in front of me. I feel really blessed. So
Mm,
thank you for this opportunity, and I hope that I can add some more value, or I have added some value to your
amazing,
podcast.
amazing.
Good luck. The work that you're doing is very powerful, and I hope whoever is listening to you, you just gain more and more in the coming future because you bring light. You bring so much light um, in in today's world, and we need more people, like you. So
Oh,
thank you very
wow.
much for bringing me on power, and
Great.
namaste.
It's equally resonated, Ria. And I guess, yes, like let's give a takeaway. And I know you are there in US, here we are recording from India. And it's around maybe 5 in the morning, and you're quite an early riser. You wake up super early, you have your entire, like the spiritual kind of a ritual. So please, instill in us like this superpower to wake up real early and be super eager to kick our quills. So, some tips to, be more
Well,
disciplined.
it's not the easy task. I
It,
would say it's not
yes, yes,
very
it
easy,
isn't.
but it comes with a lot of discipline and it comes with a lot of practice. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I said, these changes, they require you to do them for a certain while when they become a habit. So I would just say that my husband basically practices this little trick that what he does is that he will, and he's not an early riser, he's not the morning person, but he's trying these days, and it's working for him. So what he does is that he places his alarm for 15 minutes earlier than what his usual time is of waking up, and he keeps reducing that 15 minutes every 2 to 3 months. So if say per se he's the 7 o'clock person, right? He'll start with 6:45. Then after 2 3 months he'll come to 6:30. Then after 2 3 months he'll come to 6:50. So this is the plan that he's on. He's embarking right now, and it's working for him. So it's just about instilling that habit. Um, and for me, waking up early is because before I step into the world, I want to guard myself, you know. And how I guard myself is with some workout, um, some sitting in my quiet time, prayer and meditation. And once I am guarded, I'm ready to face the world.
Great. And I guess with this awesome advice, we all will surely be like rising up earlier than we all do, and we all will be blooming. We all will be blossoming and just living like in its true sense. So Ria, like I just can't thank you enough, and I won't even try because we have like umpteen of such great, insightful podcasts, such powerful conversations to record and to put forth to the world. And obviously in this odyssey of making this world a much more better place than it actually is, and adding the light and all the grace and all the love to it. So that's amazing. Yeah, like this you've actually blessed power today. That's so kind of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great. All right then. So such insightful podcast we've had. Powercasters, it's like the blessedness is in the air. And I suppose let's keep living and let's always create more power